I forgot my earplugs.
Yo, right here. Focus on that. They out here, who's in there helping us? Just like that. They out here, who's helping us inside right there? That's it, don't come inside. Where's PSL? CSL, where's the CSL? He keeps shooting up. Let's go.
you see me drive by?
No? I didn't actually. I've been friends with you with Jared Solly. Give it a second.
It's like Tim is there, so can explain what you do.
I am. No. No, I refuse.
Saying it's the group.
I said it might be easier to do.
Actually, I can explain. There's windows and stuff. Yeah, this is Greg.
Yes.
And it's here, man. Big story.
Totally. Thank you.
I've actually seen this before. No, like for myself. I mean, years and years ago.
See my VU meter.
Too bad.
How you doing?
Actually,
Let's see the eyeliner. That's nice.
yeah, they give me shit for, like, ranking my,
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen that, but it's like,
That's good.
Is he running live? Is he running live? You gotta ask him. Andrew, you live? Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna stand in front of him. That's fine. I don't know.
That's pretty good. Hey, Teddy.
Oh yeah, you got the sign here and everything.
Midway down the block, you said, right?
Yeah.
That's really specific.
Well, the nurses are telling us to set up over there.
No, it's not going to happen over there.
Same way.
At least they don't want them right in front.
They probably don't want it right here.
No weenies allowed. I love it. No weenies. No goddamn weenies allowed.
Kind of. Yeah, I'm trying to get where.
It's supposed to be saying here.
But it's not, right.
Oh, they moved it.
But I'm just going to need to break away. If you decide to do it, I'm going to need to break away from my wife. So I'm not
And we'll just have one step on one side and one step on the other side to keep people from walking. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just have one step on one side, one step on the other side to lock it up.
Where's Nick? Just try to
You
keep it.
also have a pretty good, because you have the Mount Sinai in the background as well. The cameras. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once we start, we just don't let anyone come through.
Yeah. All right, who's going to be the other person?
I think like Daniel Esikov or Richard.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Because he's got the police and he's got stage.
Yep, absolutely. All right,
And Caitlin's down, or she's already assigned.
Let me get. I'll get
Okay,
to it.
Esikov is down. Maybe Henry?
Yeah.
Check, 1, 1, 1. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check. Audio test 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Audio test 1, 2, 3, 4.
What do we want? Stay seven! What do we want? Now! Stay seven! Now!
Shut it down!
We don't get it!
Just want to say hello. All right, I'm not going to be here for the press. I just want to stand here in solidarity.
Shut it down! Shut it down! We don't get it! Shut it down! If we don't get it! Shut it down! If we don't get it! Shut it down! If we don't get it! Shut it down! How are we doing today? Amazing. What is it? Well, it's and the way of the weather. It's supposed to be raining all day. How was it when you walked off? I didn't walk off either. They all walked off. How was it? Did they take report from you?
They did. It took a little bit, but they started. So I had to rescue it from the other unit. Hey guys,
Right here. Thank you. That's for my audio test. Checking 1, 2. Thank you. So I'm switching things around. What's that? What do we need? How many more cameras are you going to put here?
Oh, I don't know. It could be 10 more.
No, it's just like it's a curve now rather than like.
There's probably.
This is where we are, man.
So let's get more press.
could keep that pizza.
I worked in a pizza factory. Elio's, the little square one. I know Elio's. They're not earliest. I know. I won't tell you about how they're made, so just go ahead and enjoy. Like, I don't want to know what happens in the back room here. I was a Ebola patient here in 2019, and you were allowed to go to. I promised all the nurses on the 10th floor, if you ever went out, I'd be out there. But our contact comes up in and I'm taking pictures back to show my coworkers because everyone's like, we can't do anything. And I'm like, if we stand together, yes we can. But they do the same thing. They give you little things. They'll yell at you all year and they offer you a $50 gift card. Let's do every patient is a VIP. Every patient is a VIP. Every patient. 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 Every patient.
Is a VIP. Is a VIP.
Every patient. VIP.
Every patient.
Stop it. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Safe stopping.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe stopping.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe stopping.
When do we want it?
Now.
When our patients are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. And right, we're right. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do?
Stand up like that.
What do we do?
Stand up like that.
What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do?
Stand upside back.
What do we do?
Stand upside back. I wish I could go on the other side. What time is it? I wish I could go on the other side.
The other side of
Yeah, of the hospital. Because it's two sides.
Oh yeah, we'll go over there.
Yeah.
We just got to be here for this.
Yeah. Hi.
Do you have chance sheets?
I'll ask this.
Where'd Nick go?
Keep your pizza. Are you ready to fight?
Damn right.
Are you ready to fight?
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Patient care. 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 Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Damn right. Patient care. Patient care. Patient care. Patient care. Patient care. We'll never be defeated. The nurses united. 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 We'll never be defeated. Save lives! Save lives! Save lives! Save lives! Save lives! Save lives! Save lives!
See, Monty, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Sinai. Sorry. Sinai, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side.
Sinai, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Sinai,
You can't hide. We can see your greedy side.
Sinai,
You can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Sinai, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Yeah. What else you got? I've been working on the railroad. Oh. Yeah, Jeff, right? Is it Jeff here or Steve? All the money gone. Where has all the money gone? Jeffrey's gone. The money gone. Jeffrey's gone. Jeffrey's gone. Yeah. That was a nameless match from a girl. Right. Nancy had to get it out. Keep your damn pizza. Where is everybody? 13 minutes. At least we got to see you by 6 to lean on. How we doing?
We're doing good. This is
Nice
ours.
one.
Yeah, so if you have to take it off
Okay.
to hold it, that's this one. We're getting the speaker up like right at the last minute because they shut down the amplified sound earlier.
Oh.
So you might be getting a bullhorn
Okay.
with a button.
Okay.
So that's possible.
Okay.
How's everything? How did the interviews go?
It was good.
It was good.
We were after she finished, we had to stay in the church because the governor called us.
To apologize?
Well, actually, I have to I have to get Eric to do me a summary of what we want. Maybe I'll text him now.
Okay.
We good? Which one are you?
Yeah, he's getting pushed off, my guy.
Oh.
Just want to make sure he was safe.
The dead cat?
Yeah.
Okay. We're not messing with it.
No, it's not you. It's my fellow colleagues I have to watch out for.
What is he saying?
Said it's fellow colleagues he has to
Oh
watch
yeah,
out for.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, so many messages. I can't deal. 10 more minutes. I'm hoping that we get on time. This is a lot of people.
Excuse me? What is the ETA gonna start? Like, they start at noon?
When
or
is the
when
this?
they,
Yeah, noon.
noon? Okay.
10 minutes.
And then who's gonna speak? Like,
Oh, we have Tish James is going to be here.
okay.
Mario Salento, Vinny Alvarez, someone for 32 BJ. I don't remember the. You have to run a show.
I think we have a list, so we got a presser. So.
Say why?
Excuse me, Miss, I heard you talking about the speakers. Who are you expecting here today?
I think it's in our press release.
I didn't get that.
I'll send it to you right now.
Okay, that one right there?
Yep.
Can you send her my way because she can't hear me?
Yes, I will. Another one.
Hi. Can I get the list, please, with the speakers? Thank you. Oh, really?
What was that? Okay.
Either one. Text is good.
10 minutes. Wait, if it's his change.
917.
Can't take no more. Won't take no more. Won't take no more.
No?
Won't take no more. 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 Won't take no more.
I sent you the wrong thing.
Won't take no more. Won't take no
I need to
more.
know who is speaking today. If you can at least verbally tell me. I know that Tish James is one.
I'll get you the list. Borough president, city council members.
Okay, I need the list before it starts.
Do
Is
you?
that possible?
Do you want me to hold the water for you or anything?
Thank you.
Yes.
Because I won't know who I'm shooting.
I'm going to get you the full list. In just a minute. I'll get you the list.
Are you like the contact person? Because
Can't take, won't take no more. 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 Fire it up. 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 Won't take no more. Fire it up.
Every patient is a VIP. 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 Every patient is a VIP.
Every patient.
VIP.
Every patient.
VIP.
Every patient.
VIP. Every patient VIP. Every patient VIP. Every patient VIP.
Every patient.
VIP.
Every patient.
VIP.
Woo!
I just got something about a donation. I didn't get anything about the event.
Won't take no more. Won't take no more. Won't take no more. Won't take no more.
Where do you want us to? There's like so much.
Won't take no more. Won't take no more.
Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hi Nancy, how are you? This is incredible, right? Incredible. You see the size? Here, I'm just gonna.
Thank you, Mike.
Matt.
possible.
But I think on the mic, I don't know if the sound is even up, but just to tell people to push back a little bit into the barricade behind the line. That way, if they clear the sidewalk, we can get some people in.
So we should be speaking like facing this way, right? You're talking about like we'll face this
Well,
way.
we gotta move these people. Is there a barricade over there, Roxanne?
Yeah, there's
Is there?
We gotta make some room for all.
I know. How do we get those bikes? Do you have room? Don't get hit by cars though.
They're like
No cars.
a pen behind.
Hey, Nance, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for coming. Oh, it is. All right.
Yeah,
Push
Christy.
back the barricade as much as we can.
I'm
Not
not
past
the media
course,
person.
but
Christy
just a little
Barnes.
bit back, so we can try and get all the speakers in. That's all we're trying to do. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it'll be the nurses on the executive committee, our president, the executive director, and then a few of the politicians. I don't know all the politicians.
You know any of the politicians? We're going to give you the rundown in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She's one of them.
rundown.
There's a bunch of other ones, so I'm not sure. Yeah.
Do you know how long the press conference is going to be?
I think like 40 minutes or so. Yeah.
Good question. Other people in the other side will be able to hear us.
No,
I feel like I'm going to have to go over there.
Yeah.
Hey there, photography.
I know. The people on the other side definitely won't hear us. So.
I'm just curious.
Pat.
Hi. Hey.
Let's do it, kid.
Hello.
Hey, Rick.
Yes, how you doing? I'm trying to scoot over here.
We're trying to
How you doing? Thank you. Yes.
They want us to start?
I hope so. Because I didn't go.
Hey, thank you very much for
All
coming.
right, no problem. Lenny, what's up, man? I'm emeritus.
What are you doing, Tony?
I'm good.
I'm like,
How you been? How you been?
Hey, what's up? All right, man. Good.
Come on. I tell them I break their chops all the time.
Huh?
You can't cut service. Careful, Tony.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Right now.
I'm just gonna jump over your purse, okay?
Right. Do you need to go through the sidewalk or what are you trying to do?
Sidewalk.
Okay.
Which way?
We got this gentleman that has to get through the sidewalk.
All right, excuse me. Thank you. Thanks for your help. Thank you.
Can you make room for this gentleman to get through the sidewalk, please? So you got your speakers here? All right. And so we wait for Trish to pick it up? Okay. You're opening up?
You're the MC, right, Matt?
Oh, okay. Come on, Lily. They're ready to go.
Come, Lily.
Come, Lily. Hi. You have great to meet you. She has them on the show and all that.
She has the you have the list, right? She's got cards.
Great.
Okay. They're gonna update her as they go.
Am I speaking?
So you're gonna speak and face this
Yep.
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Face and
You got this.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Look at everyone. You want to look at everyone?
Yeah, I like to hold it. Lily, do you want me to hold your back?
Sure. Thank you.
If we can.
Messaging hasn't been great.
We'll be behind you. You got some All right.
You know what? We can move over a little. We're gonna start. I'm just saying.
Is everyone? I'm good?
Right.
All right. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I can't believe I'm here in front of all of you. This is incredible. This energy is this energy is incredible. I'm feeling so hopeful. I'm feeling so passionate. I hope you all are feeling that too. Thank you for coming out. My name is Lily Espinosa. I've been a nurse at Mount Sinai Hospital for almost 6 years. It's the only nursing job I've ever had, and I love it dearly. And I'm here because I want to see it thrive. I want to work on the longevity of our profession. This is a big moment. This is a big moment.
Yep.
And
Woo!
what better way to kick it off than with our NYC president, Nancy Hagen.
Fire it up!
Ready to go!
No more! Fire it up!
Ready to go!
Fire it up!
Can't take no more.
Fire it up!
Won't take no more.
Fire it up!
Won't take no more.
All right. Hello, my union siblings. It's good to see all of you today here in solidarity. We know that nurses united will never be defeated. Nurses united will never be defeated.
Nurses united will never be defeated.
United will never be defeated.
Nurses don't want to strike. We would rather be inside, taking care of our patients,
That's right.
but safely, in a safe manner, not the condition they have us working for the past 5-10 years. Enough is enough, Sinai. Enough is enough. What we are asking is for safe staffing, quality care for all of patients. We don't think that's asking too much, do we?
No.
All right. Your boss at Mount Sinai had a choice. These executives could have settled a fair contract. We gave them months of negotiation. They could have listened to the nurses. Well, do you hear us now, Sinai? Do you hear us now? We have been calling out on behalf of our patients, demanding more nurses, self-staffing ratios, and better enforcement of our contract. Time and time again, they fail to recruit and retain enough nurses.
That's right.
Mount Sinai Hospital has over 500 nursing vacancies.
Shame!
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Shame!
Does that sound like they're trying?
No.
I don't think so. Mount Sinai, find a way to respect your nurses, respect your patients, respect our communities. Find a way, Mount Sinai.
Woo!
Settle a fair contract now. Settle a fair contract now. Settle a fair contract now.
Settle a fair contract now.
Settle a fair contract now.
We are one union, united to win. We are 42,000 nurses joining together to advocate for our patients, for respect and quality care for all her patients, regardless of their zip codes, regardless of their immigration status, regardless. We need to care for our patients. What do we want?
Fair contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe stepping.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Safe stepping.
All right, Jeff Cohen, stop with your 7-figure salary. Come to the table and negotiate a fair contract. By the way, keep your damn pizza. I don't want your pizza. I want self-staffing. I don't want pizza.
Thank you so much, President Higgins. It gives me great pride now to introduce you to a group of some of the coolest individuals I've ever met in my life. Mount Sinai Hospital's own executive committee.
Woo!
Come on over, guys. Come on over. We did this work together. Let's do it. Come on over, guys. So we'll just introduce ourselves quickly. My name is Matt Allen. I'm the Vice President of the local bargaining unit here at Mount Sinai Hospital.
My name is Lorena Vivas. I'm the membership coordinator. I work in neurosurgical ICU.
Matt.
My name is Danny Fuentes. I'm the grievance co-chair, and I work in the surgical and transplant ICU.
My name is Darla Joyner, grievance co-chair. I work on KCC 5 North.
My name is Nadine Bristol. I work in non-oncology therapeutic infusion, and I am the advanced practice officer.
Nurses of Mount Sinai, this is a new day for us. We are out here advocating for our patients. We are not out here for ourselves. We are out here for our patients. We are demanding this hospital do better. This is a new day for us. It is a long day coming. And when we go back, we will demand respect, and we will not accept the unfair treatment that they give to us every day. Our power today is incredible. And I hope hospitals across the world, across the city, across the nation see this now. There is strength in nurse power. Thank you guys so much. We are here today because of you. Yes. It is time we take back control of our profession, and you guys are doing this right here, right now. We love you all, and we support you all, and we're in this together. Thank you guys.
Everyone, my name is Lorena again, and I've been a nurse here for 19 years. I just want the press to know that, and the public in general, we are not out here for wages. We are out here because we want patient safety.
Yes!
Yes! Currently, we have 550 vacancies. That is an anomaly. When I work in the ICU, I'm supposed to only have 2 patients. I have 3 to 4 routinely for the past 5 to 6 years. I have 2 or 3 nurses working 24 hours because the incoming shift does not have enough nurses. This has been going on even before the pandemic, and the pandemic just blew the whole thing open. And till now, we've negotiated for over 4 months. They refuse to listen to us. This is not about the money. We want New Yorkers to be taken care of. We stayed with you during COVID. You clapped for us with pots and pans.
Yes.
Our loyalty is with New Yorkers. Our loyalty is with the community. It's never profit over patients. Please understand that. We want safe staffing. Thank you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Danny Fuentes. I've been a nurse here at Mount Sinai for 5 years, and I work in the surgical and transplant ICU. We are out here today fighting for the safety of our patients. The hospital has gotten away with their greed for too long. We are here to demand that the hospital put an end to unsafe practices. We demand safe staffing ratios and accountability from the hospital on these ratios. We are sick and tired of the hospital only doing the bare minimum for us nurses. Time and time again, we are forced to take unsafe patient loads. And when we try to sound the alarm to management, they just blame us, like it's our fault that we're working short-staffed. We are humans and we are burnt out. We are tired. The hospital doesn't seem to care. All they see is profits. Unfortunately, we are just numbers to them. This isn't fair for our patients. We all took an oath as nurses, and the practices of this institution are putting patient safety at risk. We don't want to be out here. We would much rather be with our patients. But as nurses, we are the #1 advocates for our patients. We are standing up to this hospital advocating for our patients here. We want to make sure everyone in the community has access to safe, quality care at our hospital. We need a fair contract to protect our patients. We need a fair contract to protect our community. Mount Sinai loves to say they find a way. Find a way, Mount Sinai. Also going to say the same speech in Spanish for our Spanish community.
Find a way, find a way, find a way, find a way, find a way,
Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Dani Fuentes. He sido enfermero aquí en Mount Sinai por 5 años en cuidados intensivos. Estamos hoy aquí luchando por la seguridad de nuestros pacientes. El hospital se ha salido con la suya con su prudencia durante demasiado tiempo. Estamos aquí para exigir que el hospital ponga fin a sus prácticas inseguras. Exigimos proporciones de personal seguras y responsabilidad del hospital sobre estas proporciones. Estamos hartos y cansados de que el hospital solo haga lo mínimo. Una y otra vez nos vemos obligados a llevar cargos de pacientes inseguros. Cuando tratamos de sonar la alarma a la gerencia, todo lo que obtenemos es silencio. Y si es que responden, simplemente dan la vuelta y culpan a los enfermeros. Los enfermeros que día a día estamos trabajando con poco personal. Somos humanos y estamos cansados. Al hospital no parece importarle eso. Todo lo que ellos ven es sus ganancias. Desafortunadamente solo somos un número para ellos. Esto no es justo para nuestros pacientes. Todos hicimos un juramento como enfermeros y las prácticas de la institución están poniendo en riesgo la seguridad de nuestros pacientes. No queremos estar aquí afuera, preferimos estar con nuestros pacientes, pero como enfermeros somos los primeros defensores de nuestros pacientes. Estamos parados frente a este hospital defendiendo a nuestros pacientes. Queremos asegurarlos de que todos en la comunidad tengan acceso a una atención segura y de calidad en nuestro hospital. Necesitamos un contrato justo para proteger a nuestros pacientes. Necesitamos un contrato justo para proteger a la comunidad. A Mount Sinai le encanta decir que encuentran una manera. Encuentra una manera, Mount Sinai.
Thank you so much for your words and for all of your hard work. You're incredible. Next, I would like to bring up Mario Salento, President of New York State AFL-CIO.
Thank you, thank you. You know, this is a message not just for my sisters and brothers and family members in NYC, but this is a message for management to hear as well. You are not alone in this fight. Your 2.5 million brothers and sisters and family members of the AFL-CIO in this state are with you. Your fight now is our fight. Your fight for dignity is our fight. Your fight for respect is the labor movement's fight. Your fight for justice is the AFL-CIO's fight. Your fight for a fair contract with fair staffing ratios is everybody's fight in this state from this point forward. You know, during the pandemic, management, they kept talking about how you were heroes, but they only had it half right. You were heroes long before anybody ever heard of COVID or what it meant or what it means, and you will be heroes for the rest of your lives because you are there every single day for us. So we learned from management, we learned that it was just words. It didn't mean anything. There was no action behind it. And we understand in the labor movement that actions speak louder than words.
That's right.
And the only way we get through this is management taking action to ensure a fair contract and making sure that each and every one of you aren't overstaffed. You are there for us when we are at our most vulnerable. You are there when we leave our families at night. They're in your hands. And now you're going to be overstaffed to the fact where you have to take, understaffed. To a point, understaffed. To the point where we have to worry about our family members through the night. You're there for them. You literally nurse them back to health. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. Right. Hold their hands for them when we're gone until we can come back the next morning. That's what you do for us. Now it's our opportunity to be there for you. So I just want to say this. Management should be ashamed of themselves. They have put these nurses in this situation. I do not know how they sleep at night. So, one more thing. The entire resources and all the resources of the state AFL-CIO, and I know the Central Labor Council and all of your brothers and sisters here from the labor movement are with you. And you will have them at a moment's notice. And remember, When we stand together and fight together and raise our voices together, we
win!
Working men and women win. Are we going to stand together?
Yes!
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Mary.
Thank you so much, President Salento. Solidarity forever. I would next like to bring up New York Central Labor Council President Vinny Albert.
Thank you. Well, it's great to be here. I did not hope to have to be here, but it is always great to be here, standing side by side with our brothers and sisters in the labor movement and people who make this city work, like the nurses do here and in every hospital throughout the city. We will stand. New York City is a labor town. It's always been a labor town. As Mario just said, we will stand together and we will be united until NYC gets a fair contract, because we know that what this is about. We heard from these nurses. We heard that this is not about money, that this is about patient care, and this is about safe staffing. And we are not going to stand by when this hospital puts profits over patient care. We are not going to stand by when they have ran this operation into the ground and now have 500 plus vacancies. It's utterly ridiculous. And these nurses continued, not only throughout all of COVID, to do everything they did in order to keep their patients safe and to bring them back to healthy standards so they can rejoin society. They did that, and they do that every day. And they make sure that this city functions, and they make sure that they take care of our loved ones. And we're going to be here for them in this fight. I have my brothers and sisters here from throughout the labor movement, and we have stood together, and all the nurses have been with us when we've been in struggles like this, to try to do the right thing and to try to keep our workplaces safe. And we are going to be with them today, and as long as it takes to get a fair contract that they deserve. You cannot talk about patient care without talking about how you take care of and how you listen to the people who provide patient care day in and day out. So our pledge from you is that all of us, all 1 million plus members of the New York City Central Labor Council, and all working people throughout the city, really, because we are patients of yours, and we know the work that you do and how important it is to the city. And we will stand by you and do everything we can with our elected officials and with everybody in the labor movement to make sure that you get a fair contract and one that is reflective of the patient care that you are fighting for. So stay together, stay strong, and don't give up. We have your backs.
Next, I would like to bring up Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine.
Thank you so much. This one. Yeah.
Nurses, make some noise. I said, nurses, make some noise. Let them hear you up there. Thank you, nurses, for fighting for patients. Here's what I know. When you have safe nurse staffing ratios, you improve patient outcomes. When you have safe nurse staffing ratios, you save lives. You're out here fighting for that. But it's also true that after the brutal last 3 years, nurses are exhausted and depleted. It's also true that when you improve nurse staffing ratios, you improve working conditions. We have hundreds and hundreds of vacancies up here. It's not a secret how to fill them. Pay nurses better. Improve working conditions. Improve staffing ratios. We are demanding this for patients. We're demanding this for nurses. I know you've enjoyed being thanked over these years. I know you love the applause. But we need hard contract results now. We need better pay now. We need strong health benefits now. We need better staffing ratios now. The thank yous are no longer enough. The applause are no longer enough. We need a fair contract. I am sorry you have been forced to take it to this point. But I want you to know that whether this strike lasts 1 day or 100 days, we will be out here supporting nurses until you get the fair contract you deserve. You're fighting not just for patients in this hospital, you are fighting for nurses everywhere. And for that, I am personally profoundly thankful because my son Daniel's in nursing school. So, one day he's going to benefit for the pay and the staffing ratios you're achieving here. I love you, nurses, and my message to Mount Sinai is simple. Find a way. Find a way. Find a way. Find a way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yep. You're not going to be able to slide it because of the bottom.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you so much for your support, President Levine. Thank you. I am now pleased to bring up Queensborough President Donovan Richard.
All right. Thank you. Y'all feeling fired up, nurses? Are y'all fired up? Are y'all fired up? Are you fired up? When the workers fight, they win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. The workers united shall never be defeated. The workers united shall never be defeated. The workers united shall never be defeated. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me begin with this. Shame on you, Mount Sinai. Shame. Shame. Shame on you to have these nurses out here who shed blood and tears to get us through this pandemic. To have these nurses out here, shame on you. Shame. There's been a lot of conversations about going back to normal in our city. Well, normal never worked in this city. It's why this pandemic was exacerbated the issues in communities, especially of color, across this city. We are not looking to go back to normal. We are looking for a new normal in this city. And that new normal means fair wages. That new normal means better staffing. We don't need a hand clap. We need more staff so that these nurses can operate and work in dignity. Healthcare is a human right. Quality healthcare is a human right. But it takes investments. It takes you putting people over profits. We can no longer put people over profits. Too many people died during this pandemic because people put profits over the people. Those days are over in our city.
Enough is enough.
I'm glad we reached an agreement in Queens, but we're damn sure going to join Mark Levine in Manhattan and join Vanessa in the Bronx and join Antonio in Brooklyn and join Vito in Staten Island. This is not a one-borough fight. This is about saving the soul of our city. And that means ensuring that our workers are treated with the dignity and respect that they not only deserve, but that they earned for working people and working families across this city. So we will be here to strike, whether they like it or not. 365, we are not fair weather friends in this city. We thank our nurses. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you all. Now, as I end, we are coming upon Dr. King's Day next week. Dr. King talked about the fierce urgency of now. And the fierce urgency of now means we want a fair contract right now. The workers united shall never be defeated. The workers united shall never be defeated. God bless you all.
Thank you, President Richards. Fair contract now. Next, I am so excited to introduce New York State Attorney General Tish James.
All right. Thank you so much.
Let's go. Fire it up.
Take us to church. I'm here today because the nurses have stood with this city and in this state and this nation during a time when we needed them most. They sacrificed not only their own personal safety, but that of their loved ones. They were there for us in the darkest of hours, and that's why I am there for them. When loved ones couldn't get to their family members who were dying, it was nurses who held their hands. It was nurses who took videos and shared with family members. It was nurses who basically told family members the conditions of their loved ones. It were nurses who were there every day, some days without PPE. Again, sacrificing their own safety. And that's why this Attorney General is here on behalf of the nurses, because I know what they did. That's right. I know what they did, not only in hospitals, but in nursing homes. I know how many people died. I remember the bodies. I remember the caskets. And none of you were around. Not one elected official was around, but the only individuals that remain around and remain consistent were nurses. Yes. They wear red because this is about passion. This is about their heart. And their heart is in this. This is not about money. Let's be clear. It's not about money. That's right. The one issue that they care about the most, my friends, is the enforcement of the law. That's right. Woo! And I want everyone to know that last year, a law was passed in New York State, which required safe staffing. That's right. What does that mean? It means the imposition of ratios from patients to nurses. That's right. And was it enforced? No. Was it enforced? No. Was it enforced? No. Did they have to work overtime? Yes. Did they have to work on a number of patients? Yes. At the peril of patients? Yes. And at the peril of themselves? Yes. And so it's so important that the Department of Health get it right. That's right. And enforce the law. Woo! And no excuses. No excuses that you can't find adequate staffing. That's an excuse, and we reject and refuse to accept that excuse. That's right. You can go to the nursing schools. You can make sure that they have adequate staffing, because today, while these nurses are on the street, you've hired temporary nurses. That's right. That's right. You've addressed the issue. Right. And so if you could do it now, you should have did it then. Woo! And that's why adequate staffing, that's what this strike is all about. Not money, but safety. That's right. Not money, but safety. Not money, safety. Not money, safety. Not money, safety. Not money, safety. You have to know that these nurses work hard, and they are concerned about all of the patients inside. They consider them family members, and they care about them. And that's why I've come here today, because they do not want to put any patients in harm's way. What they want to do is improve safety in this hospital, in other hospitals, not only in the city and across the state. My message is clear. Department of Health, enforce the law. Enforce the law! Enforce the law!
Thank you so much, Attorney General James. Safe staffing saves lives.
Good, thanks.
Next, I would like to bring up from the state of Maine, Emma Cooper of MSNA and NNU.
Woo! Thank you.
Hello, New York!
Woo!
Hello, fellow union nurses!
Yes!
My name is Emma Cooper. Cooper. I'm a postpartum nurse in Maine's largest hospital, Maine Medical Center. I am happy to report that after nearly 50 years of struggle, we Maine Med nurses have finally won our contract with National Nurses United. And our first union contract with our employer. Coming from a newly organized hospital, I am so happy and so proud to bring you love and solidarity from the Maine State Nurses Association. Together in National Nurses United, we are nearly 225,000 nurses strong across the country, from California to Maine and from Florida to New York City. And that includes all of you from Mount Sinai and Montefiore. I am so happy to be here today to be a part of your fight to protect our nursing practice and above all to protect the patients that we care about.
Yes.
Through 3 years of this awful pandemic, we have all been on the front lines caring for the sick and for their family members. And I cannot imagine what it has been like to be a nurse in New York City through that time. With flu and RSV added to the mix, it is clear we are not out of the woods, not by a long shot. We have a long winter ahead of us. More lives will be lost, and many more nurses will experience moral injury because of too much work and not enough support from our employers. We all know that we have a job to do, and that is a job that we happily signed up for. But how can we do our work well when our employers refuse to hire enough of us to do it? The answer is, we cannot. And what is management's answer to chronic understaffing? All they do is complain about the so-called nursing shortage, as if it was some uncontrollable force of nature they could have never predicted or prevented. But you know who predicted it? We did. Every time we asked for better staffing, better working conditions, and better pay, we told management, you need to fix these things or there will be bigger problems down the road. And that's where we are right now. We are at the end of the road that management has been kicking this can down for decades, and that is why you are on strike today. We all know nurses who have stopped working at the bedside because of the conditions that you are fighting today. And that's why we know there is no nursing shortage, just a shortage of jobs that we nurses want to work in. It is so inspiring to see you today here, also refusing to work under these conditions. Withholding your labor is one of the most powerful, democratic, and American things you can do to make your employer finally hear what you have been trying to say. So on behalf of all Maine nurses and all nurses from across the country, let me say thank you for being on strike today and for being here. Thank you for standing up for yourselves, your families, your patients, your fellow nurses across the country. Stand strong, NYSNA nurses, Maine and NNU nurses stand with you. Solidarity today, solidarity tomorrow, solidarity forever! Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Emma, thank you so much. That was awesome. Next, I would like to bring up SEIU 32BJ President Pastrick.
Thank you. Are the nurses in the house?
Yes!
Are the nurses in the house?
Yes!
Ready to fight?
Yes!
Ready to win? So listen, 32BJ is going to stand with the nurses, first and foremost, because the nurses have always stood with us in every fight we have, and when you have the nurses on your side, it means so much. But we're really going to stand with the nurses because the most important, probably the most important thing I have to deliver and ensure for our members is health care.
That's right.
And the way that happens, sometimes it's money, and listen, Mount Sinai, if you need to, open up your wallets, but it's really about when our members are in need, when our members are sick, when their wife, their husband is sick, when their kids are sick, they need to ensure that that's what healthcare is about. And the nurses are on the front line of making that happen. The nurses are what quality healthcare has been. Quality healthcare is about nurses. It starts with nurses, pretty much ends with nurses. So we're going to stand with the nurses because you're there, you're at our bedsides when you need us. So, are we ready to fight?
Jeffrey!
Are we ready to win?
Yes!
32 BJ is going to be there today, tomorrow, until we win. Thank you all, and keep up the fight.
32! BJ! BJ! BJ!
Yes. Thank you, President Patrick. Next, I'm going to bring up TWU Local 100 President Davis.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for having me here, the new president of TWU Local 100. And I have a personal experience with the nurses myself. My son was hospitalized for 5 days last month. And to realize what the nurses do to keep me calm and knowing I'm in a frantic situation and how important their jobs are to us. At Local 100 during the COVID pandemic, we transported the nurses back and forth from their homes to the hospitals and make sure they got there safely. So for today, we're standing here in solidarity with the nurses to make sure we stand by their sides to fight with them for safe staffing levels, higher raises. I know they say, forget about the money, but the money is very important. But the executives up there line their pockets. Why should it not line our pockets as well? But the staffing levels are very important. Very important for the Nurses Association, for the nurse themselves working inside of Mount Sinai and making sure they're there for us on a daily basis. So on behalf of Local 100, we stand in solidarity and we'll make sure we fight for you. So yes, we can. Si se puede.
Yes, we can. Si se puede. Si se puede.
Thank you so much, President Davis. It is now my pleasure to bring up New York City Council Member Mercedes Narcisse.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I represent, my name is Mercedes Narcisse, and I represent the 46th District, South Side of Brooklyn. Yes. And I'm a chair of New York City Council Committee on Hospitals.
That's right.
And I'm a proud nurse. Once a nurse, always a nurse. Let me remind you, I'm here to remind some folks that forget the darkest time of our lives in New York City, when no one wanted to leave their home, when no one wanted to hug their own family members because they're afraid of dying, when no one wanted to be on the street of New York City, when the smell was scary, that we don't know what to expect. But guess who was coming out every day, day in, day out? The nurses. The nurses. They were in the hospital. Even they were underpaid, unequipped.
That's right.
Understaffed.
That's right.
They were putting bags around their body to protect our loved ones in the city of New York.
That's right.
We were clapping for them. We were patting, putting our pads together for them. We call them heroes. Today, some of them say they feel like they're zeros.
That's right.
So, I'm here again to remind Mount Sinai that some of them were not in the city of New York.
That's right.
But the nurses were. So I'm asking them for a fair contract for those that earn it, deserve it.
Yes.
Leave their family members to be here to work. As a nurse, one of the folks mentioned that we knew that the nurses shortage was coming.
That's right.
We were talking about it when I was in Elmer's Hospital. That's 3 decades ago. So we knew that, but the management increased by thousands, by millions. But the nurses that actually keeping the hospitals going have to wonder how they're going to pay their bills.
That's right.
It's unfair. We want the management to give the contract now.
That's right.
Not tomorrow.
Now.
Today. Not tomorrow. Now.
Now.
We work for it. We deserve it. May God bless you. May God bless America. And NYSNA, I got your back. I got your back.
so much for having our back, Councilwoman Narcisse. Next, I'd like to bring up our Director at Large, Nella Pineda Marcon.
Good afternoon, my fellow brothers and sisters of Nice Nine in Mount Sinai. I am here coming from Mount Sinai, Morningside, and West, and we just want to tell you we are in full support of your fighting cause, and we will be here. We will be in solidarity along with the rest of the New York City nurses. So please continue with the fight. Safe staffing really saves lives, and it is very important for us to get this contract done. Thank you.
I'd like to bring up Pat Kane.
Hi, everybody. My name is Pat Kane. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm very proud and privileged to be the executive director of this great union, the New York State Nurses Association. When you see nurses on the outside, you best believe there is something very wrong on the inside. These nurses do not want to be out here today with me in front of cameras. They want to be in that hospital taking care of their patients. You have no idea what it takes for a nurse to be out here today. You know, for every worker that goes on strike, there is a sacrifice. They are sacrificing their pay. They're very often sacrificing their welfare. The nurses are heartbroken to have to be out here today on the street. Everyone has said this is about safe patient care. These nurses have done everything humanly possible not to be out here today. Everything they possibly could have. Hours of testimony, advocating up in Albany, getting a staffing law passed that hasn't been enforced. They have had speak-outs. They have spoken to many of you members of the press. And not just over the past 3 years. I became a nurse in 1986. That's how long I've been out here advocating for safe staffing. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
We need a fair contract for our nurses that recognize the job they have to do, the dignity and respect that they deserve, and that also recognizes that New York State has been in a state-declared staffing disaster emergency for over a year now. It is time to address the emergency. Where is the emergency response team? Where is it? It's out here because these are the people that know what has to be done to recruit and retain registered nurses. The nurses on the front line knew what to do during COVID. No one listened. No one would listen. And we lost thousands of people because of that. And they spent every day comforting family members, holding patients' hands as they took their last breath, and then having to turn around and take care of their patient's body. There are nurses right now that still can't sleep at night, that still see those horrible images night after night in their head. It is not right. It is not right what we're doing to the patients that need care. It is not right. People are suffering because we have not addressed this issue. People are suffering every day. That is why these nurses are out here. It is time to end the suffering of our patients and our communities.
It is time to give them the dignity and respect that they deserve. It is time for this hospital, who has money, we all know that, to come to the table and settle this contract today. We will now take your questions. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even get the memo.
Sorry, I'd like to bring up Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso.
Thank you so much. It's going to be quick. It takes a lot to get me out of the borough of Brooklyn, let me tell you. But if the nurses need the help, I'm going to show up every single time. You see, we're talking about two hospitals that have a deficiency of 500 in one hospital and 760 in another hospital of nurses. That is what we're talking about here. So they talk about a contract in which they're going to increase the amount of nurses by 160. All that's going to do is make it so that they don't have 900 nurses or 700 nurses. It doesn't account for the fact that when we have these deficits of nurses, they don't hire up. They take a long time to do it.
That's right.
They delay constantly. And then put one nurse for 20 folks in the ER. God forbid you're in an emergency room and you need help and your nurse is doing a rotation with the other 19 people.
That's right.
Or you have a baby in the NICU.
That's right. They use them as props.
All the nonsense about pots and pans and talking about the nurses being heroes, and you have heroes standing in the street protesting, fighting, striking to get a fair contract. That is BS. That is nonsense. That this city would allow these people to be standing in front of us after all the nonsense we talked about them being heroes.
That's right.
That's not what this is about. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be real. It's easy to bang pots and pans every single night. That was easy, showing our thanks. But what thank you is that they go home and they don't worry about food or rent, and they don't worry about how unhealthy they're going to be. And then when another crisis shows up, this is what they're going to expect. This is what it is. We're going to show up. We're going to put our lives on the line so that in 3 years, we're back on these streets?
No.
What type of confidence are we giving our nurses that we actually care about them?
None.
This is the last group of people that should be here right now.
That's right.
It's infuriating.
That's right.
So I'll leave you this, very simple. Very, very simple. It's about doing what is right by them. And Mount Sinai and Montefiore, out of all hospitals, are significantly problematic. They have the highest deficit of nurses. They take the longest to hire them. Think about that. So when they're asking for similar contracts to other hospitals where they might have a good relationship, it's just not the same.
That's right.
The standards are not the same.
That's right.
When you treat us like crap for decades, for years, don't ask for the same as another hospital that has actually been listening and negotiating and talking. There is a different standard.
There is.
So we'll be here every single day, as long as we need to, until we take care of these nurses. Because to the patients, and this argument, this nonsensical argument that these hospitals are making, that all the patients are already suffering. The patients already don't have their nurses. The patients are already waiting ridiculous lines and times to get care. Let's do right by them. Hire the nurses that are necessary. Give them the contracts that are necessary. And let's start treating our heroes like exactly what they are. Heroes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Reynoso. Next, I would like to bring up New York City Public Advocate Jumani Williams.
I say nurses, you say power. Nurses.
Power.
Nurses.
Power.
I say nurses, you say power. Nurses.
Power.
Nurses.
Power.
I say union, you say town. Union.
Town.
Union.
Town.
Union.
Town.
My name is Jumani Williams. I'm the public advocate of the city of New York, and I am more than proud to stand here with you while you fight for what's right. And to all the higher-ups in Mount Sinai who's talking about the patients, that's what they've been talking about for all these years. they've been saying the same thing. And what we have known is that the higher-ups who don't want to make the most basic concessions have been abusing the love that these nurses have for their patients for far too long.
That's right.
They've abusing the care that they have for these patients, knowing that they don't want to do anything to harm their patients. And I know that. I want to shout out my sister, Janine Williams, who's a nursing practitioner at Morningside, where I was born many years ago when it was St. Luke's. But I know the plight of nurses. I know what it means to be a nurse. When my baby girl was in the NICU for 5 weeks, when I had surgery and had to have a nurse at my home to help me get better, we would not be here without these nurses.
That's right.
How dare you clap a hand at 7 o'clock or clang a pot at 7 o'clock and call these folks heroes and have them out in the streets when they want to be taking care of the patients in these hospitals? How dare you do that? And don't make it seem like they're crazy, because they're not. I understand some of the things that are happening in these contracts. And these nurses have been getting paid less than many people for a very long time.
I agree.
So if you clap the pot, if you call them a hero, if you said thanks, just show them some money. That's all. They deserve it. They carried us through this pandemic, and we're not over yet. We're in a tridemic right now.
Right.
We're in a tridemic right now.
That's right.
Mount Sinai, there are people making lots of money off of health care in this hospital. All we're saying is share a little bit with some of the people who make this place run, who make people feel better, who get people healthy. Why do they have to be out here right now? In the middle of a tridemic. There's so many other hospitals who made sure that we didn't get here. I want the media to make sure when you tell the tale that it is the higher-ups on Mount Sinai that we're standing here right now, not because of these nurses. These nurses helped us for many, many years. They risked their lives for many, many years. When we didn't know what the hell was going on with COVID, they were in there, risking themselves, risking their families, bleeding because they only can get one mask, begging and pleading for masks. And now you have to make them stand in the street for a contract in the cold?
Shame.
That ain't right. Shame on you, Mount Sinai.
Shame on you.
Shame on you, Mount Sinai.
Shame on you.
You have a pretty good reputation, but you're spoiling it right now, what you're making these patients and these nurses go through. So I'm going to be here as long as it takes for you to get the contract you deserve. And I want to say thank you for everything you've done. Keep fighting for what you deserve. Peace and blessings, love and light to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Advocate Williams. Fair contract, safe staffing now. Next, I'd like to bring up Councilmember Sheka Krishnan.
Thank you so much.
Is NYC in the house? Are nurses in the house? Is labor in the house? That's right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sheka Krishnan. I'm the council member for Jackson Heights and Elmhurst, Queens. And let me say, first and foremost, today being a big healthcare day from City Hall to here at Mount Sinai, that conversation starts and ends with our workers, with our nurses on the front lines, sacrificing every single day. And let me tell you, in addition to having nurses in my own family, I represent the district that was the epicenter of the pandemic, with Elmhurst Hospital just a few blocks away. I know how our nurses showed up every single day, sacrificing for our communities, saving lives during the pandemic, long before and long after. That is why we stand here today saying it is unbelievable that our hospital administrators cannot understand that we are talking about our most essential workers. That when we talk about safe staffing, a fair contract, we are talking about basic rights for our nurses who show up for us every single day. And that's why I will proudly join you all today, every day on the picket line. And let's also be clear about this. Our hospitals are non-profit organizations. They are supposed to serve the public interest. And so when you do that, you put first and foremost those workers, our nurses, who are serving the public interest every day. If you had that money as a nonprofit, to pay the big bucks to hospital administrators, then you absolutely have that money to pay our nurses. So thank you all for the work you do every single day. I fight by your side, and I always will till we get what you are entitled to and deserve. Thank you, NYC. Thank you to our nurses.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Christian. I just want to do a quick shout out to United Auto Workers 9A, to New York City Council Speaker Adrian Adams, CWA 1101, CWA District 1, Mark Hanna of New York Metro Healthcare for All, and to Align. We can now open for questions. I'm so sorry. We can now open for questions.
Well, as you know, every hospital operated differently. We have different staffing levels. Here at Mount Sinai, they have 500 positions open. The Mount Sinai management has refused to address the staffing, the understaffing here. They have refused the ratios, and they have refused the enforcement for staffing. That's why these nurses are here. The other hospitals have given the ratios and the staffing enforcement language. So we are asking Mount Sinai to do the same, provide the safe ratios for patient care here, and also provide safe enforcement for staffing. We will continue to bargain. In the Bronx, yes, but only in the Bronx at Montefiore. So far, Mount Sinai has not called in to continue bargaining in good faith.
Yeah. Sorry? Oh, sorry, WABC TV. What was Sinai's last offer with regard to staffing ratios? Where have they left it?
We need for them to put the staffing ratios in the contract and also provide safe staffing enforcement, and they have refused so far.
Have they made an offer regarding the staffing ratios?
They have not. They refuse to add staffing ratios in the contract.
So that's not even an offer that they put out to you.
They don't want, as you hear the nurses, they don't want the ratios. They don't want, and we have ratios. They don't want, the reason they don't want the ratios, because they don't want to be accountable. If they were to have ratios, then they would have to be accountable. Mount Sinai, it's time to add ratios to the contract. Enforcement, Montefiore needs to have enforcement, and also remember, they have over 700 positions open. As I would say, patient before profit. Our nurses will never trade in a patient for money. What we are here is for safe staffing, is for Mount Sinai to provide ratios to the contract and staffing enforcement. It's accurate to say that we were not getting anywhere at 1 a.m. We were making some progress, but we didn't make a lot of progress. And the nurses here are asking for Mount Sinai to be accountable, to add ratios to the contract, and to provide safe staffing enforcement language. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Right now, Montefiore is negotiating, but we have not heard from Mount Sinai yet.
How long are you willing to stay out?
As long as it takes in order to provide safe care for our patients. It's really up to Mount Sinai, as long as it takes.
And other hospitals?
Our primary concern is staffing, is safe staffing. As long as we don't have safe staffing, we cannot continue. We need Mount Sinai to come here and provide us better ratios.
Many other
There's many other agreements, but our top priorities are our patients. We want them to be safe. We want language enforcement for staffing. And this was our top priority from day one, and they know that.
Why do you think they don't want to do it?
They don't want to be accountable.
Explain that to me a little more.
Because if they were to provide ratios in the contract, then they would have to provide the right amount of nurses. If they don't have the ratios, so therefore they could go around not to provide the proper nurses that we need in order to continue to provide safe quality care to our patients.
It's going to cost the money. It's going to cost the money.
And it's been go ahead, say it, guys. Go ahead.
It's going to cost them money.
And like we said, patient before profit.
Patients before profit!
Patients before profit! Patients before profit!